She never liked being late. That evening, the sky was already dark, and the rain had been falling since afternoon. The road outside her house shined under the streetlights, smooth and wet like glass. Aisha grabbed her keys, locked the door, and rushed to her car. She checked her phone and sighed. She was already 10 minutes late for her cousin's engagement dinner. Her mother had called twice, asking where she was. Aisha told herself she would drive a little faster and make up the time. After all, she had driven in rain before. Nothing bad had ever happened. As she started the engine, the sound of rain hitting the windshield grew louder. The wipers moved back and forth, but the water kept coming. She pulled out of the driveway and joined the main road. Cars moved slowly, their red tail lights glowing through the rain. Aisha felt annoyed. She pressed her lips together and tapped the steering wheel. "Why is everyone driving like this?" she muttered. She gently pressed the accelerator, passing one car, then another. Her heart beat faster, not with fear, but with impatience. The rain became heavier as she drove farther from home. Water splashed under her tires, and small puddles formed along the sides of the road. The sky flashed with distant lightning, and thunder rolled softly. Aisha tightened her grip on the steering wheel. She told herself to stay focused. She turned up the radio to calm her nerves, but the music only reminded her of time slipping away. She pressed the accelerator again, ignoring the way the car felt lighter on the wet road. Her phone buzzed. She glanced down for just a second and saw a message from her cousin asking if she was close. "Almost there," Aisha whispered, even though no one could hear her. She looked back up quickly, her heart jumping as she noticed a sharp curve ahead. A warning sign stood near the road, shining with rain, telling drivers to slow down. She had seen that sign many times before. Usually, she slowed down without thinking. But this time, she didn't. The car entered the curve, and for a moment, everything felt normal. Then the tires slid slightly. Aisha's breath caught in her throat. She turned the steering wheel gently, trying to correct the slide, but the road was too wet. The rain blurred her vision, and the headlights reflected off the shiny surface, making it hard to see. Her heart began to race. She pressed the brake, but the car did not slow the way she expected. Instead, it slid more. "Please," she whispered, panic rising in her chest. The car drifted closer to the edge of the road. Trees and bushes rushed past her window. She tried to remember what she had learned in driving school, but fear made her hands shake. The steering wheel felt heavy and unresponsive. For a second, the car seemed to float, disconnected from the road. Then there was a loud sound as the tires hit something solid. The car jolted hard, spinning slightly before coming to a sudden stop. Silence followed, broken only by the sound of rain and Aisha's uneven breathing. Her head rested against the seat, and her hands trembled. She sat there, frozen, trying to understand what had just happened. Her chest felt tight, and her ears rang. Slowly, she lifted her head and looked around. The car had crashed into a roadside barrier. The front was damaged, and the engine made a weak, strange noise before going quiet. Aisha's mind filled with fear. She checked herself, moving her arms and legs carefully. Everything hurt a little, but nothing seemed seriously wrong. Tears filled her eyes as the reality of the situation sank in. She had been so sure she was in control. She had been so sure nothing bad would happen. Now she sat alone in the rain, her car broken, her heart pounding with regret. Other cars slowed down as they passed, their drivers staring through foggy windows. Some honked softly, not in anger, but in warning. After a few minutes that felt like hours, a man pulled over and walked toward her car with an umbrella. He knocked gently on the window. Aisha rolled it down, her hands still shaking. "Are you okay?" he asked, his voice calm. She nodded, unable to speak at first. Her throat felt tight. The man told her to stay in the car and said he would call for help. Aisha watched him walk away, the rain soaking his shoes. She leaned back and closed her eyes. Her thoughts raced. She thought of her mother waiting at home, worried. She thought of her cousin's celebration, happening without her. Most of all, she thought of how close she had come to something much worse. Soon, the sound of a siren cut through the rain. A traffic officer arrived, followed by a tow truck. The officer spoke to her gently, asking what had happened. Aisha told the truth. She said she was driving too fast and did not slow down in the rain. Saying the words out loud made her feel even worse. The officer nodded, his face serious but kind. He told her she was lucky. Many accidents in the rain ended very differently. As the tow truck lifted her car, Aisha stood under a small shelter by the road. Rainwater dripped from her hair onto her jacket. She watched her car being taken away and felt a deep sadness. That car had carried her to work, to family gatherings, to late-night drives with friends. Now it was damaged because of one careless decision. Her mother arrived soon after, her face pale with worry. She hugged Aisha tightly, holding her as if she might disappear. Aisha felt tears roll down her cheeks, mixing with the rain. "I'm sorry," she whispered. Her mother did not scold her. She only said, "I'm just glad you're alive." That night, Aisha could not sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the curve in the road and felt the car sliding again. She replayed the moment over and over, wishing she could go back and make a different choice. She realized how quickly confidence could turn into danger. She had thought skill and experience were enough. She had forgotten that the road does not care about schedules or excuses. In the days that followed, Aisha had to take buses and rides from friends while her car was being repaired. Each time it rained, her stomach tightened. She watched other drivers speed past, splashing water, and felt a quiet fear for them. She wanted to tell everyone to slow down, to be careful, to remember that arriving late was better than not arriving at all. When she finally got her car back, she sat in the driver's seat for a long time before starting the engine. The rain began to fall again, light but steady. Aisha took a deep breath and adjusted her mirrors. As she drove, she kept her speed low. She left extra space between her car and others. She focused on the road, ignoring her phone, ignoring the pressure of time. She reached her destination later than planned, but she arrived safely. As she parked the car, she felt a sense of calm she had not felt before. She understood now that driving was not just about reaching a place. It was about respecting the road, the weather, and life itself. The accident stayed with her as a lesson written not on paper, but in memory. She knew she could never erase what happened, but she could learn from it. Every time rain tapped against her windshield, she remembered that night. She remembered how close she came to losing everything because she did not slow down. The clear lesson was simple and strong. No matter how confident you feel or how late you are, always slow down in the rain. Your life and the lives of others are worth far more than saving a few minutes.